Hi everyone, I'm Ali GREYMOND. Today I wanted to talk to you about magical thinking OCD. Magical thinking OCD is another one of those OCD themes that's really common. I have clients with this OCD probably, I would say, 2 to 3 times a day at least, every single day. So it's very common. What happens with this type of OCD is a person will be, say, for example, in the store. They're buying something. Well, the thought process is if I'm buying this and this is going to be in my life forever, then I have to make sure I'm buying it with good thoughts. And if I don't have good thoughts, then I'm not going to buy it with a bad thought because then something bad could happen. Or if they're picking up an object, they have to pick up an object with a good thought, or doing any kind of an action. The action has to be done with good thought. A lot of the times things that they throw out really affects them. So if I throw something out, then it has to be with a good thought, otherwise something bad will happen. This is classic magical thinking OCD situations. Also, it can go into numbers, colors. So I can't use this number because it's bad. I can't use these colors because they're bad, or I have to do things in exactly a certain order because if I do it in the wrong order, bad things are going to happen. So what makes this OCD the word magical thinking is that by doing a simple action such as, I'm picking up a cup right now, right? By doing an action of picking up a cup with a bad thought, I can make a situation where something bad happens to another human being. So that's magical thinking OCD, that a simple action, unrelated action, can make an effect on another person's life. Generally, this is what it is. There's some kind of slightly different forms of magical thinking OCD, but generally, this is probably the most common one, that it affects something that's important to you. A lot of the times it's also connected to religion, so religious OCD. So the person will say, well, if I do this action and I have a bad thought, it's kind of like I'm reinforcing something, that I'm not true to my religion or something to that extent. And again, you have to understand that this is just magical thinking OCD. This is how it goes for absolutely everybody. Just plus or minus these little details. But generally, it's the same for everybody. This is not new. This is not the first time you had these thoughts. This is not the first time you've done these compulsions. If you feel like it connects to religion and religious OCD, this has nothing to do with religion. This has nothing to do with your belief system. You cannot hurt other people based on what you are doing, little actions that have nothing to do with them. It just feels like that in the moment. Not to give you reassurance, but it just feels like that in the moment, and you need to refuse reaction. So start practicing doing things with bad thoughts, or at least work towards that. So I'm not gonna neutralize the thought, or I'm not gonna do something with a good thought. Just let the thoughts do whatever they want to do. So you got a good thought? Okay. You got a bad thought? Okay. Just dismiss them. People have 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day. All kinds of stuff goes through anybody's head because that's just a lot of thoughts. So everybody has weird, strange thoughts. Just watch them. Don't engage them. Don't change them. Don't try to live life in the way that bad thoughts are not coming in. Like if I just listen to the music really loud, the bad thoughts are not going to come in. The more you're running away from them, actually the more they're going to come in, because your brain is learning that you're scared of them and you need protecting. And the way your brain protects you is by sending you more of what you are afraid of with automatic fear. So then the thoughts come in with automatic fear. You react even worse to them, start doing more compulsions. And with this type of OCD, with magical thinking OCD, I see that the person has a lot of kind of small compulsions, but there's just a giant number of them. That's what I see basically all the time. So start cutting them out. Okay, maybe in this situation, it doesn't get you all the way to a 10. It's kind of like I can take it or leave it, this compulsion. It's not as vital. So don't do that one, or maybe at least reduce that one. You have to start somewhere and start tackling it. Don't allow yourself to create more and more things to try to neutralize these bad thoughts. They're just autopilot thoughts. It's like a computer spitting out a code. Your brain doesn't know what it is. It definitely will not have any impact on anyone else. It's just an automatic thought. Just the machine is spitting out code. It doesn't mean anything. Don't react to it with fear. React to it with indifference. Kind of how I'm talking about the next door neighbor example. Yeah, my next door neighbor is saying something. He says something about all the time. If I pick up this object, something bad's gonna happen. If I pick up that object, something bad's gonna happen. He always says that. I just don't listen to him. I hear him, but I don't really listen to him. That should be your general attitude. Yep, there he goes again. You know? And the more you do this, you will start to see that, oh, you know what? I actually bought something and didn't even have a thought. Or I threw this out and didn't even have an OCD thought. That's new. And then this will start to add up and the recovery starts to happen. So it's just step by step getting away from doing these small compulsions, because all of them seem very small, but they create OCD in a group. Right? This is like taking something like not crossing, not going if the black cat crossed the street, that kind of a superstition thing. But the whole life becomes this set of, I can't do this, I can't do that, I have to do this with good thoughts, I have to, do this a certain way. Don't let yourself get into it and try to little by little come out of it. Nobody expects you to do to stop everything all at once. But if each week you stop 25%, so you're still doing your, most of the rituals, most of the compulsions, but a little bit, just pull back. And then next week, 25% more and 25% more. In a month, you could be down to 0 compulsions. Usually takes people a little bit more than a month, but a month is a good goal. And then say you have like a 2-week, extra, okay, or a 1 week extra, that's fine. And then the brain kind of will take a few months to normalize from there and to stop sending you the thoughts, but it will let go by a lot, and you will start to feel relief by then. And then again, as you're continuing to refuse, fully goes away. So, but you need to do the work. Nobody can do this work for you. You're doing the compulsions. Every time you're doing the compulsion, you're making yourself worse. So start writing down how many compulsions you're actually doing. And it's a lot of times when people will say, well, I'm doing so many. Well, okay, I understand that it's so many, but how many is it? Is it 321 or 325? It's important because your brain is counting. So if you're not counting, the brain is still counting, and every single one you're sending, it's a step backwards. So if today you did, 300, and tomorrow you will do 290, then that's a step forward, and then 280, and then 270. And little by little, in a month, we can get through this, or at least through the bulk of it. But if you're not counting, if you're not on the ball with this, then you will just continue to float how you've been floating. So step by step, start to refuse wherever you can, or delay, somehow doing a little bit less and pulling back from it. Thank you for watching. I hope you find my videos helpful. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you would like to do one-on-one recovery program with me, all the information is on youhaveocd.com. You can sign up from there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.